Hello again, everyone, and welcome again to A Shortstop with a Shortstop. My first at bat in the big leagues, I hit an inside the park home run. I just got called up that day, and we were playing the Dodgers, and Don Sutton was on the mound, a guy in the Hall of Fame, and I wasn't even in the starting lineup. The shortstop for the Giants, his name was Chris Spire. In his first at bat, he pulled a hamstring going down the first base line, and I'm sitting there in the dugout. I didn't think I was going to get called on to go in. I thought surely one of the utility infielders that had been there all year would be who they'd holler for. But Bill Rigney, our manager, he said, "Well, Master, get your glove and get in there." So I went out and played defense for an inning, and then finally came my turn to bat, and Sutton threw me a curveball, and I swung at it and missed it by about 3 feet. And he threw me another one, and I missed it about 3 feet. And the third pitch he throws me a fastball, and I hit a line drive into center field, and it hits a seam in the AstroTurf and bounces over top of the center fielder's head and rolls all the way to the fence. And I hit an inside the park home run, my very first major league at bat. What you don't know about is my second at bat. We left that day and flew to Houston, so that was a Sunday. It was a getaway day, and we went into Houston, and the next day the guy that was pitching is the best pitcher I ever faced in my life. His name was J.R. Richards, and I was watching him warm up down the bullpen. I mean, he was just throwing some smoke. And when the game started, they had a radar thing up on the side of the scoreboard, how hard the pitchers were throwing each pitch. And he was throwing 101, 102, 103. And I get up to bat, my first at bat, I mean, boom, 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 3 straight fastballs straight by. I swung at all 3 of them and missed them. But my second at bat, there was a guy by the name of Cliff Johnson. He was the catcher. We were in the Astrodome, and I get ready to step into the batter's box, and he's down there and he's crouched. And he looks up at me and says, "Hey, Slim, I kind of like you." He said, "What pitch you want to hit?" And I had to step back out of the batter's box because even in the minor leagues, little league, no matter where I'd played before, no catcher had ever said, "What pitch you want to hit?" And as I stepped back in, I said, "A changeup." And he said, "Okay." And he started flashing signs, and JR was out there just shaking his head. He flashed some more. JR shook his head again. He flashed some more. And you could tell JR was getting frustrated. He shook them off. Then Cliff looked up at me out of his crouch, and he said, "Well, I tried." So I didn't get to hit the changeup. But in the Bible, we're not going to be told when Jesus is coming back. There's not going to be any catcher, any preacher, any elder, anybody that's going to be able to tell us when Jesus is coming back. But he tells us to be on the alert. He tells us to be ready for the time because we don't know when it's going to be. But the certainty of Jesus is coming back. Jesus himself said, "I will come again," in John chapter 14, verses 1 through 3. And he says it's going to be a great day. Jude, verse 6. But then how shall he come the second time? He's going to come personally in Acts chapter 1, verse 11. He says he's going to come with a great shout in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 16. It says he's going to come visibly, that every eye is going to see him in Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. He says it's going to be sudden. It's going to be very suddenly, without any kind of notice, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2. And he also says in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10, he's going to come as a thief in the night, that we're not going to have any type of warning. It's just going to happen. But when will he come again? And it says he's going to come unexpectedly. in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 2 and 3. But the verse that I want to get to here is this one. Mark chapter 13, verses 32 through 37. And I'm going to read that. And it says, "But of that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, which is Jesus, but only the Father alone. Take heed, keep on the alert, for you do not know when the appointed time will come. It is like a man away on a journey, who upon leaving his house and putting his slaves in charge, assigning to each one his task, also commanded the doorkeeper to stay on the alert. Therefore be on the alert, for you do not know when the master of the house is coming, whether in the evening, at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning, in case he should come suddenly and find you asleep. What I say to you, I say to all, be on the alert." Nobody's going to give us signs like a catcher in my second major league at bat, tell you what pitch is coming, or any kind of time that Jesus is going to come back. We have got to be ready each and every day, every hour of our life for him to come. If we're looking at baseball and you're wanting some signs, you're not going to get them, because Jesus doesn't even know himself, only the Father in heaven. Thank you again for being with a shortstop.